The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com. The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
All right, everybody. Welcome to our Friday night edition here of Bucklebomb Entertainment Live. I'm here at Syracuse, New York, your host, Sarah. And joining me, the rare weekday appearance from Portland, Oregon, Bryan Bella. How are you this evening?
Good, hilarious. I thought our intro was a lot longer, so I just put a starburst in my mouth.
Nope, that one, the new one's short and sweet.
Okay, yeah. Hi, guys.
Yes. Today is going to be pretty much a short show. I'm going to try to keep this one pretty late, see how that works for Friday nights, just short. Bada bing, bada bang. We'll get it right there. So your thoughts on Jeff Hardy being released? There's a couple of theories floating around that, maybe he's back into drugs or alcohol, the stumbling around. A couple people compared the stumbling from the footage we saw at the house show to his drunken attempt at a match against Sting back, how many ever years ago that was. Compared, saw it was kind of different. So then injury rumors started going around. Matt Hardy and Jeff's wife both say, he's fine, he's doing well. Maybe Jeff Hardy was smart, played WWE right into their hands, and got his release. What do you think?
Why though? Why is he? I mean, he was going after the belt. Wasn't that the current storyline? That he was the next in line. Like, why would he? All of a sudden not want to. Maybe it was just a relapse, and he got the help that he needed right away. I don't know. I don't think we'll ever know unless Jeff tells it from his point of view. Or maybe he checked himself into rehab. We haven't heard much from him at all, as far as I know.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see in the next coming weeks. Overall, though, in the end, hope everything is fine with him and gets everything together.
Yeah.
Speaking on the scary kind of injury front, reports came out last night that Chris Jericho was hospitalized while doing a tour in the UK with his band Fozzy. Had to cancel one show. It was never reported what was wrong. They did come up with an update today. They wouldn't say what was wrong. Just said it was a non-COVID medical issue. Said it was nothing too serious. Everything was fine. But no word yet on the status of the last two shows of his tour.
So I've read a couple of his books, and I know he likes to party really hard, especially with alcohol. So I almost kind of like my mind didn't go to COVID or anything else. It really went to, did he, get alcohol poisoning or maybe, mild heart attack? We don't know. There's so many things it could be, or it could be as simple as having an upset stomach.
A little too much of the rock star lifestyle, maybe.
Yeah, a little too much of the bubbly.
So AEW Dynamite was 2 nights ago. MJF's hometown, back on Long Island. More cheers and boos for him on this one. Kind of surprising. Punk getting booed, but he played heel to the crowd, keeping it hockey related. It was kind of funny.
I love this feud. I love MJF. He's a great heel. He's very talented. And I think he had to. I mean, people love to hate him, but love to hate him. Meaning that he's playing a role and they know that he's playing a role. And they love that they're able to get those type of emotions going. So, I mean, for example, if something were to happen to MJF, we'd all be sad because there's that vacant void of I love to hate you kind of thing. And if you're playing a bad guy, that's a really good compliment.
He also came out and said that his fans will see him as an AEW World Champion in 2022. Do you buy it?
I mean, I think he'll definitely have a title shot. I don't know if it's his time yet. Granted, I always want Adam to hang on to it, but I will admit I like Adam chasing the belt more than I like him having it so far. But I mean, he's had it like maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, something like that, give or take.
Yeah.
Next week is the third version of the one-on-one from the Diamond Ring Battle Royal.
Uh-huh.
Do you think he three-peats?
I'm hoping he does. I'm a huge fan of MJF.
He is great. Let's see. We got another.
Who's he going up against?
Dante Martin.
Oh, Dante Martin.
No,
I
he's
would
actually
love.
going up against me. That's what he's going up against. It's Friday night. You know what that means. Hello, guys. How we doing?
Yeah, I want Dante to win because I'm such a fan of the brothers, but I think MJF may get it.
I mean, the thing is with Dante Martin, and obviously Maxwell Jacob Friedman being in his hometown, being in the final two, does he need to win the Diamond Ring again? For what was it, third year in a row?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You bring up a good point. Yeah.
Like it's this is sort of a dark corner that AEW have sort of got themselves into, is that they've got the little caveats that mean little things and big things, and they're not really quite sure what each of them means. Like they've got the casino ladder match that guarantees them a world title shot, which obviously has led to Brian Cage and the like go and give them a big major push, and obviously got the ring, which I can't remember what it stands for, what it gives them, but it gives them something. And obviously you've got the casino battle royals on top of that. Like there's as much as they're great plot devices within AEW, and they're certainly more interesting than what WWE offers us every single year with just the Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank, is that what does that give them? What plot devices does that actually offer them? Especially with such a wide roster that they've got.
It just gives you an expensive ring trophy kind of thing. There's no guaranteed title shot, no nothing.
I like jewelry.
Yeah, but is it so much of a thing when Diamond Dallas Page isn't around? Because obviously that was the whole diamond cutter sort of selling of it when it first came around, and of course MJF has taken that ring as almost as a blessing to him to add to his illustrious character work and his persona. So I don't know. Dante Martin could happily win it, but to give it to Maxwell Jacob Friedman. When's the final? Is it tonight or next week? Oh, when is it coming?
I think it's next week.
If it's next week, then Dante Martin could very well win. If they did it on Rampage, then it certainly would be a home victory. But
yeah, it's next week. And although with the interesting thing with Dante Martin turning on Team Taz after only 1 week, do we see Team Taz interfere and cost Dante Martin the match as well?
Hook is coming. Hook is coming. What a better way to put over Hook as a dirty little heel for Team Taz than when Dante Martin is showing off his brand new ring after beating Maxwell Jacob Friedman with a little bit of interference in between, and then Hook comes in and decks him, and there you go. There's your run into Revolution for February.
And he's got his in-ring debut tonight as well, airing on TV.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Yes.
Have you seen the T-shirts though? The T-shirts are. You need to check him out. ShopAEW.com. He's got Taz and Hook, a la to the film with Robin Williams. It looks it's a pretty cool T-shirt. I've got to admit.
Speaking of T-shirts, Johnny Gargano is back up on Pro Wrestling Tees, which kind of indicates he's probably not going back to WWE anytime soon.
No, probably not. Speaking of T-shirts, make sure you go to shop at Bucklebomb to pick up your merch.
Hang on, Sarah. Yeah, I'm still waiting for mine for Christmas. Yeah, cheers, thanks. Yeah, sorry.
Christmas hasn't happened yet.
I know, but you've got to get it over to this side of the Atlantic. Yeah, it doesn't take postman pack anyway.
With all the transportation logistic problems, it's probably just lost in the mail.
Yeah, I mean Johnny Wrestling, along with Kyle O'Reilly, having their farewell on NXT this week. I mean, a lot of rumors are saying final battle they'll make a cameo appearance, and obviously with ROH going into some sort of small hiatus until April, that would be interesting. I'm no Ring of Honor expert. I'll put my hands up to that. I'm not sure what their Ring of Honor history is, but that would be a fun way to send them off, especially now that Bandido won't be in the main event to defend the world title. So I don't know. I mean, all fingers point to All Elite Wrestling. Of course they do, because it's All Elite Wrestling. But you never know when you've got they're released and they haven't got no compete clause to honor. So yeah. Here's my question to you both. What do you do with Kyle O'Reilly and Johnny Gargano in All Elite Wrestling that doesn't involve the Undisputed Era?
I mean, I'm not really sure. I mean, it's really hard. I mean, if you say stay away from Undisputed Era, then it's really hard because it seems tailor-made to have Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly right there together to take on maybe the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, or Young Bucks and somebody.
I know a quote that Chris Jericho came out this week said that there's AEW has such a stacked roster that people are forgetting that he's there. Like it's that damn good that somebody like Chris Jericho, who 20 years ago beat The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin on the same night to become the first undisputed champion, don't you know? But it's that damn good that you forget that people like him are there. It's what do you do with him? What do you do with him?
You figure out a way.
I meant to read one of the comments and I accidentally hit leave instead of reading the comments. Yeah, what can you do? Hi, Caleb.
Kyle O'Reilly, I can see, kind of bouncing around a little bit. Maybe GCW, hitting some of the other indie scenes, kind of playing the field file before signing with a big company, whether it be Impact or going to New Japan or something.
I would love to see Gargano's in Impact, and I would love to see Kyle in New Japan. I don't think they even need to go to AEW to be successful.
No.
But then are we saying New Japan as a short-term move, or is that maybe later on in the year find out how this new variant will go? Because obviously now that Japan have locked down essentially any import from the US or abroad, is that there is no easy way in as they were a couple of months ago. So unless he goes to New Japan strong and does the work in California. So I think that the main takeaway from this, though, is that we are going to get a new age for both Kyle O'Reilly and Johnny Gargano. I'm going to say an uncomfortable and unpopular statement here. Johnny Gargano has been a bit stale for the past 6 to 12 months. I feel like he's not been as explosive, as talented, as creatively optimized in NXT, especially in the transition period to 2.0, that he once was in his feud against Gargano and obviously the DIY work. So it'll be interesting to see what, now that he's out of the bubble, and what he can do in another company, to what directions that they can push him and what new storylines. Because let's face it, when he was in NXT, it would always funnel back to Tommaso Ciampa one way or another. They had 4 matches for crying out loud, or was it 5? I can't remember how many that they've had, but it always weaved in and out, because that was the way that the golden age of NXT panned out. But what kind of character we'll get, whether that is an Impact or whether that is an All Elite Wrestling, is one that I think is going to be intriguing in the early part of next year.
I think you're right. I think he did get a little stale, and I think it's unfortunate. But when I think he formed the faction the way, I think it's kind of when he started getting a little bit stale.
Well, even with the way, I mean, yes, there was that whole Indy Hartwell and Dexter Loomis thing, and that was kind of comical. It was great to see, but like, it didn't do anything. Plus, it was on 2.0. Like, it was just, it didn't do, like it didn't have as much imagination as it would have maybe in the old NXT or maybe even on the main roster. So it's a shame, but again, it is that creative freedom that now that they're out of what we've known before, or certainly what people have been used to for the past 4 or 5 years, is that now what they can they present to us? Now, what's the new image that they can bring us, and essentially what talent could they face on the table? And with the wealth of quality across the board, is that wherever they decide to go, they're in for a treat.
Staying semi on topic of people possibly going to AEW, there was another rumor. Rumors have been flying since former Ring of Honor wrestler Matt Taven was seen backstage. However, he's defending, saying he was just there visiting friends. Saying reports of him joining AEW are not true.
Well, it comes back to my original point: is that where do you shuffle him into the pack? I mean, does he become a star on Dark and Elevation? Is that a project that Tony Khan needs to be able to build? I can't believe I'm saying this within 3 years of the existence of the company as a third brand to AEW and really establish that alongside Rampage on a Friday night. Are we saying that he does maybe work within the main Dynamite build and we see him maybe in a developmental or even in a jobber role, but he gets put over Wednesday after Wednesday. But even with Ring of Honor, certainly with Jay Lethal now going back to Ring of Honor one more time this weekend. I mean, I'd be surprised if we hear a working relationship between the two. Certainly, as we know Tony Khan is a decent man. So a support partnership in the same way that we saw last year with Impact and the benefit that they had from that in the last 6 to 12 months has been nothing short of extraordinary. It could happen. I reckon we could see Ring of Honor and AEW in the mid part of next year once they're back on their feet.
Well, another story if we want to talk about companies working together, one story that didn't get brought up too much, kind of just went by the wayside. AEW was reached out to by WWE about working together on some documentary series. Some of WWE's wrestlers who are now in AEW, they've wanted, I guess, put some documentaries out. So they talk about working together, and Tony Khan's for it.
Yeah, I had to laugh. I don't know how much of the Ruthless Aggression series you've watched, Sarah, but even in the talking head pieces that you see there, you see former NXT star and former WWE star. I mean, how convenient. I mean, it's certainly in another time that they would be wiped away from the annals of history for deciding to leave Titan Towers. But yeah, I mean, it's not out of the extraordinary. I mean, do you remember 3 or 4 years ago when Dixie Carter first featured on? I think it was A Table for Three. They were talking about Kurt Angle, and everyone was like, Dixie Carter. Like, it's as sort of a big moment. But yeah, I think when it comes to telling the stories, I think Vince McMahon must have wised up enough. I mean, come on, he's working with Austin Theory. Of course, he's wised up enough. That we're no longer stupid, and the stories they're going to tell, we know these people are in other companies. We know what they've achieved. I mean, we even saw Chris Jericho on the Broken Gold sessions back in April. So it's no secret, but they're obviously not going to be as public with it.
Right.
The best way to put it.
On the spirit of keeping things, short and sweet tonight, 2 more quick notes. Paige is going to be back on Twitch. She's part of Twitch's holiday charity stream.
Hang on. Paige here. Carry on.
So she's part of Twitch's creators for charity holiday drive. So she'll be part of that. I'm not exactly sure which charity it goes to, but she'll be raising some money for a good cause. And then Brian, have you had a chance to watch NXT UK yet?
Not this last week, no. In
Okay.
fact, probably not the last 2 weeks.
All right, so we were going to talk about something, but we don't want to spoil anything for anybody.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
All right, so big news. NXT UK's first triple champion, or triple crown champion. There is new tag team champions, Mustache Mountain, and Trent Seven becomes the first triple crown winner in NXT UK.
Mustache Mountain. I mean, whatever time is left on NXT UK, and nobody knows because of Vince McMahon. We'll look back on these days when you have talents like Mustache Mountain who are still going strong. You look at grizzled young veterans. You look at Hako Satomura being the women's champion. The quality is there. The talent is there. And the fact that they do get to still show off that and amongst a very, very well put together roster, I'd love to see it. I know WWE don't want to get behind it. I know they've given us arguably match of the year with Dragunov versus Volta.
Oh, yeah.
But,
and in my opinion, NXT UK is the most consistently good show under the WWE brand.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I 100% agree.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we will cut it there for tonight. Don't forget to check us out on all our socials. The audio podcasts are up. Our website, our group. We are starting to stream on Twitch, so keep an eye out for those watch-alongs. Don't forget to vote in the fan vote for the Blasties. We already got more votes in this year than last year, so keep them coming. We will let you know when the deadline for that is over the next couple of days and when the award ceremony show will be. That'll be towards the end of December, as well as our first power rankings is what we're going to call it. Our version of the PWI top lists. That'll be towards the end of the month as well.
There'll be some tough decisions to be made there. I can guarantee that.
All right. You guys got any last words before we close out the show?
Watch Ring of Honor Final Battle.
Yes.
Give it the send-off that it deserves.
That is this weekend. Let's show them some love. And if they try to hopefully come back in the spring, let's show them our support.
Absolutely.
If nothing else, watch it for Danhausen.
Yes.
Must watch it for Danhausen.
Have a great night, everyone.